Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning into this video. This is one that actually has been requested quite a few times. I normally don't have requested videos, but this one you guys seem to be interested in, and so we are doing a tour of my single eyeshadows. I don't have the most massive collection, but it is one that I've been working on for over a year now, and it's gotten to a point where I am having a lot of fun with it, and I'm able to create like little custom palettes for myself, and you guys seem to be interested in seeing what I have. So I am going to go into my singles and show you each one and talk about them if I've tried them before. Now some of these are quite a bit new to me, so I haven't used them on my lids, but I'm really excited because if you saw one of my most recent videos, my husband is about to take all my singles away from me and he's going to put them in an advent calendar. So if you want to see upcoming videos of what I do with my singles, please subscribe because I'm so excited for that series. But we're just gonna dive into this video because it's going to be a lengthy one. I do just want to mention these guys here. I know they are not single eyeshadows, but I often use them in conjunction with my singles because I can pop these guys out and pop them into like a small customizable palette. So I have the Glam palette from Natasha Denona, and then I have the bronze palette from Natasha Denona. And again, these ones you can just like pop out and then interchange them. So love that about these. I just want to mention them because I do have them on hand if I need them. But now we are going into my singles, and this palette here, I'll link it down below. It's from Adept Cosmetics. I got it from the actual site because it was cheaper to do it there than to get it on Amazon. Plus I like that I'm supporting like the smaller company versus supporting Amazon. But this is where I house all of my singles, and then I often will pop them out and put them into smaller Z palettes as I am playing with them. A quick little tour of what each grouping is, and then I'll go into individual shadows. But over here, the majority of these are my JD Glow shadows. They are some of my favorite formulas. They're so crazy intense. There are a couple, I think there's 4 here that is actually from a Juvia's Place palette that I depanned a long time ago. I didn't like all the shadows, but the ones that I did like, I just popped in here. Then I have these two, this little random row, which are Sephora Collection, which I don't care for the Sephora Collection matte formula of their singles, but their effect formula is fantastic. Definitely check this one out. And then down here, these 2 rows, this is all ColourPop shadows, and we'll just flip this guy over. Up here we have the actual Adept Cosmetics single eyeshadows. These are all NARS, which I was able to get at Costco for pretty affordable. This little set of 9 here is actually the Just My Luck palette from ColourPop, and I didn't use it when it was in its palette form, so I popped them in here, and I actually have been using it more as singles versus when they were all together. And this little section of 6, this is some Makeup Forever, and then these 3 here are Anastasia. And then these 6 are actually the trios. It's 2 separate trios from Kaja's. We're starting off with my JD Glow shadows, and they are by far my favorite formula that I've tried in single form or in general. They're just so intense, so vibrant. Whenever I'm wearing any of them, I always get so many questions of where they came from. So we are going into them, and they are just so much fun. There's a couple different formulas that I love, and we're going to start off with these 4, which is just the first 4 in my collection. And this first one here is a really fun pink. You can see it's like a lot of highlight. And this is the color Opal from their Galaxy collection. The Galaxy collection is definitely very, very soft. I typically use it with my finger, and they usually have some type of shift. So this one, I don't know if you can see it, but obviously it's like a nice baby pink, but as you move it, like sometimes it can pull a little blue, sometimes it can pull a little purple, and there's even like little bits and flecks of green in there. So I don't know if you can see that on camera, and I feel like whenever I watch swatches of JD Glow shadows, you just don't see them as well as you do in person. Like they are totally just unique shadows, but you can tell that they're very, very, very soft. I'm not going to swatch every single shadow in this video, but I do want you to see just some of these really fun ones. So there's Opal, and then for the other 3 in this grouping, just so you can see how intense their formulas are. So these first three are all from their Galaxy collection, so they all have like a little bit of a shift. This one here, which is so pretty, it's in the shade Insane. It has like a blue shift to it, as you can see, but it's definitely more of a purple. And then the one at the end is actually from their Metal collection. That one is called Lavender. That's what it is. But here we go with some swatches so you can see just how incredibly just shiny and bright these are. They're so fun. So again, I'm not going to swatch every single shadow in this video, but I just wanted you to know just how incredible these shadows are. So we have Opal here. This pink one is called Sin, and this one is like a very delicate light pink. Has a little bit of purple to it. Again, has a little bit of blue. And then this one is Insane. And this one you can definitely tell has that like that foily duochrome, especially right there where it like turns blue, but it's definitely more of a purple. It's so intense. And then this is again from the Metal collection, so it doesn't quite shift. It has like a little bit of silver in there, but it's a very intense like metallic lavender. So those are the first four. Here are four more, and they look very similar in color, but they are two different formulas. So these two here are from their Metal collection, and this one is Loaded. We have this one, which is called Pressed. And these two are from their Galaxy collection. We have Star Luster, which has like a shift of a pink and gold. And then this silvery one is called Fairy Acid, which looks really boring in the pan, but it's more like a very cool gray, gold, green type of color. So I did swatch all four of those so you could see the difference in texture. So these ones clearly look like a metal, and it does have like a little bit of shift, but not by much. And then the other two are definitely more like glittery, glimmering, golden, like shifts, and has so many different dimensions. And then again, those two have a little bit of a different bit, but it's mostly just like a you are so metallic. So here we are for those four. These ones are all so much fun. This one here is from the Galaxy collection. This is called Prismatic, which is definitely my most unique and the most sheer in formula for some reason. As you can see, it's like a really fun lime green, but it does shift blue. It does shift kind of like a purpley gold. It's really, really fun. And then this one here is Bora Bora. As you can tell, it is a really fun aqua. Also shifts green and can look a little purple on the eyes too. This is also from Galaxy collection. And then this one here is the Metal collection, and you can see it's like a slate icy blue, and it is almost like a silvery blue. It's really, really nice. And then this one here is the only one I have from their Shimmer collection, and I love it. It's so fun, and this is in the shade Excalibur. Here are all those colors swatched. As you can see, this one here, which is what it's called, Prismatic, is definitely the most sheer, but can really be a fun way to add some color. And then you can see the other ones just have so much intense shine. And I just need to mention, like, when I'm doing these swatches through these four, I'm not really digging into I'm really not digging into the pan at all. These are very just delicate taps and then crazy intense swatches. So you definitely get a lot of bang, both in intense color and shine, but you get a lot of product because you will not go through this fast. Here are four shades that look so fall and autumn. Oh my gosh. But these are from Juvia's Place palette. Forget the name of it. I'll put it on the screen. But I ended up keeping these four because they were pretty unique to my collection. So we have this one here, which is like a sage metallic green. We have this one, which actually looks very similar to that Jady Glow shadow now that I'm looking at it, but definitely has less green in it. It's more like a bronze gold. We have a nice true like orange, and then we have this one, which is really pretty on like the inner corner or centered in the lid, and it is just like a nice champagne-y gold. So I'm not going to swatch these ones because, I mean, they come in a palette, you can't get them individually, but I like the color story here. And then if there was any one single eyeshadow for me to recommend to you, it would be this one. Hands down, this is my favorite shadow I own. It is well loved. I use it very consistently. Hopefully you can even see it. It's so hard to show the color because it's a true like oil slick. I don't know how to describe it other than that because it's not duochrome. It's more like purple and green and gold, and depending on the way you look at it, it shifts a different way, and it's so intense and vibrant and fun. Every single time I wear this, I get compliments. It's just, as you can see, like, it won't even like show you its true color. It's just so metallic. And this is Unexpected. It's from their Galaxy collection, and it is stunning. Like, it's so soft, and this is like the slightest touch, and you can see how much shine. It doesn't even like show it justice, but it's just so incredibly intense. It looks like, as you can see there, pretty sheer, but it's just this really fun, like, any way you look at it, it looks a little bit different. I'd gotten this shadow off of a Annalise Poston recommendation, and in her videos too, I was just like, well, it doesn't look crazy, but I do want to try it, and it is just like the most magical eyeshadow. And again, if I could recommend one, this would be it. These two are from Sephora collection. This one is from their special effects line in shade 12. I'll have to put the actual shade name on the screen. And then this one is like $2.92 from their traditional line. And this one I think would be number 2 of which eyeshadow I could recommend to you. I think I need to do like a top 10 because it would be a fun video to do. But anyways, this one, I'm going to do like the slightest little dip, and it is just so incredibly golden shift. Here's what those look like just on my fingers. This one is just like a really nice all over the lid chocolatey soft brown, and then this one I'm hoping is doing it justice, but it's like, it has the craziest metal glittery gold, which is perfect for the holidays. And that's what those look like. They both perform so well. Like, this gold is a pressed glitter, but it does not budge. I've worn it for a full work day, and it looks brand new. Like, I never even went to work by the time I get off. Like, it's so incredibly pretty, and I just wish swatches did them justice. Here are some ColourPop ones. I'm not going to swatch all these, but these are all matte formulas. You can tell this is where I started to play with a lot of color. This one here in this really fun, like, almost like a fire engine red. It's just in this is called Oh Ship. This nice bubblegum pink matte is called Flower Boy. We have this nice soft delicate, very just universal all over the lid soft baby pink is called Say I Do, which makes sense. It seems very bridal. We have a really just fun true orange, and this is in the shade Bratty. And then this purple, which is so fun. And this is in the shade KK. So love these colors, and just so you can see the pigmentation, I'm just going to swatch this orange, and it is very, very intense. Lots of pigment. I will say it does dust a little bit when you're applying, but in general, they are beautiful. Moving on to some of their other shades, we have Solstice with the Mostest, which is a bright pink with some purple in there. The next one I have is called Cater to You, which is their metal metallic line, and it is like a really just pretty poppy pink. We have this one, which is Earth Shine. It seems like a smaller version of Lavender from JD Glow, but definitely does not have the same amount of intensity. It doesn't also have like any type of shift. It goes a little bit cooler, like a little silver, but in general it doesn't have much of a shift. This next one is called Snake Eyes, which is another more metallic-y, shimmery one. It's kind of like a gray lavender. And then this one is called Wishful Winking, and this is like a very fun sage green. It has like a little bit of blue in it, a little bit of green. Reminds me a lot of this one from that Juvia's Place palette. And then I do only have one from their pressed glitters, and it's called Hungry Ghost, which is so crazy. It's like an opal crazy pressed glitter. And I haven't been able to figure out how to use this one yet, but it's just so fun. Like, oh, I have to be so delicate because I'm so scared of glitter. You can see you can definitely get some fun shine in there. My last ColourPop one is this one called Antimatter, and you can see it's like this really fun blue. I love this one. It's just like a blue but turns gray, which turns purple. You can see it, but it also has like a little bit of shimmer to it, like a purpley glimmer. So pretty. The only Anastasia one I have is this one called Emerald. It's like a nice forest green. And then this one here is actually an Erin's Faces eyeshadow. She only has like 2, but her formula is really nice. It's called Sunset, and it's just like a really nice, pretty gold. Has really good pigment too, but I will say this one needs a primer because it doesn't last well on the lid if it does not have something to hold to. These 6 here are actually from Trios from Kaja. Their pans do pop up, but they are not metallic. So I didn't end up putting little magnets on the back so they could stick into my Z palette. But they are the same size as an Anastasia one or a ColourPop. So they just work well as singles, and they're nice, just soft neutrals. These 3, this top row here, are from their Chocolate Dahlia trio, and then these 3 here are from their Orange Blossom trio, and they're beautiful formulas. They're very soft, sparkly metallics, and then their mattes are so soft and buttery and easy to blend. This is clearly a very well-loved shadow for just like everyday use. Here's the Just My Luck palette from ColourPop, and ColourPop is another brand that their pans pop out and they are already magnetic, which is great for those who like palettes but want to have the concept of singles. As I've already mentioned, I did put these in with my singles because it just wasn't being used as a palette because I'd only use maybe 1 or 2 of these shades at a time together. So I never pulled out a palette just for 1 or 2 colors. So putting it in with my singles actually has given them a lot more exposure to me. So I'm excited to play with these ones more. I just did it just recently, and Dave will be using these ones as options for the advent calendar. There are 5 mattes, which are these 2 corners, and then the middle one, this nice soft like peridot, and then we have this one, which is like a brown. And then we do have 4 more metallic-y ones. Like, look at this one. This is probably one of the most unique I have in my collection. It's like a very lime green. We have this one over here, which is like a almost like a greenish gold. This one is beautiful. It has like a, I don't even know how you would describe that type of green. And then it's just a lot of fun to have this many options, and I think I will get a few more from ColourPop in the same manner where it's a palette, they have a color story, but they don't necessarily have to remain together. These 6 here are all from Makeup Forever, and I'll put the names of them on the screen so you can see, because they all are numbered and it's like a weird system. But we have this one, which is just a nice soft champagne-y, easy inner corner highlight type color. This is just a nice basic cream. We have this really fun bright yellow, which is not like a mustard, but it's not like so bright you can't wear it. We have a traditional black matte. We have a brown matte, which has like a little bit of a purple shift to it. And then this one is a burgundy. And Makeup Forever shadows are definitely an investment. They're more costly if you bought them individually. I think they're like $17. But you can do one of their little custom palettes, so you can get like a 6-pan palette. It's then way more cost effective. And I do work at Sephora, so I get a pretty decent discount. So for me, each individual shadow was about $6, which isn't too far off from like a ColourPop shadows, and they're giant pans. And so I ended up at the time just going with ones that I could easily see in a lot of different custom palettes that I made. So I did get some more neutrals here, and then I didn't have anything like this at the time. I didn't have a yellow at the time. So I wanted to get good long-term ones with the Makeup Forever shadows, and their formula is so good. Their mattes are so creamy. They're just so effortless and predictable. Like, what you see is what you get for color and payoff, and it's incredible formulas. So I feel like they don't get enough love here on YouTube, maybe because they're a little bit more expensive per individual shadow, but again, if you buy like 6 at a time during a discount, you can get them for around like $7 to $8. So pretty decent price point when you consider they are like pro level incredible shadows. These 9 shadows are all NARS singles, and I'm not sure if you can get them as singles anymore. I think they might be like an older formula, but I really like this formula. It's nothing extravagant, like it's not going to be a JD Glow type of shimmer. It's not going to be some crazy intense pigmented mattes, but they are very dependable shadows. And I do like working with them because it's another formula like what you see is what you get. Like this is not going to be an intense glimmer, but it is just nice and soft, and these are very wearable everyday colors, besides the purple, clearly. I'll leave all the names of them on the screen so you can see. We have just like a nice, easy, soft, very good transition color. It's like a warm brown. This one has more of like a purple mauve-y tone to it. This one is beautiful all over the lid, one single shadow look. Same with this one. So this one is a beautiful taupe. We have another similar one to this, but it's definitely more gray and cool and has a little bit of a glimmer. Nothing crazy shimmery, but definitely more like a satin finish. Obviously we have this bright purple. We have one that's similar formula as this one where it has like a little bit of a glimmer to it, but it's in like a nice cool soft silver. I feel like my sister would use this up in a second. We have this one here which is similar. We have this one here which is a matte. Again, similar to this, but definitely more light in color. We have a nice deep, 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 like charcoal brown. And then we have a nice basic matte lavender color. So again, these aren't the most pigmented. They're not the most like crazy intense formulas, but they are dependable. They're good for just your everyday basics. Like if you're an office person and you don't want to have a metallic galaxy eyeshadow, these ones work really well, and I do like using them as my like transition colors. They have really nice soft like in between colors, which I definitely needed at the time. So, and then finally we are going into my Adept Cosmetics shadows, and these are the newest ones to me. So I haven't used many yet on the lids, but I will go through them, and I have to do them individually, like putting them on the screen because they have just a number system. So this is the ASC23, which is, you can see, like this really fun metallic cranberry color. This next one is called ACS36, and this is another like shimmer color, but it's like, this is another shimmer formula, but it's like this cool purple gray toned, like, oh, it's so pretty. Anyway, next we have a matte mustard, and this is in the shade ACM10. As you can see, it's like a true mustard, which is very different from the Makeup Forever yellow, which you can see next to each other. This is like a true yellow, and then this one's more, as you can tell, mustard. This one so far has been my favorite, and this is ACD13 from their Diamond collection. And it's, again, a very metallic-y, intense formula, which is a kind of like a purpley, cool lilac pink. I have another more burgundy color, and this is ASM18, which is almost identical to this one. This is more like the metal shimmer color, and then this is the matte formula of like the same exact color. And I needed both because that's a color I love to use in the outer corner. This next one is the ACS41, and it is another shimmery one, and it's like a brownish, purplish, grayish. I apparently was on like the grungy stage when I was looking at these colors. I wanted like all the fun grungy fall warm colors. Next we have another one very similar to a Makeup Forever shadow I got, which is ACS40, and it is another just easy pink with a little bit of shift, similar, almost identical to the Makeup Forever one. I think at the same time I bought both, and I was just like, didn't know which formula I liked more, so I ended up getting both, and it's a color that I know I would use a lot because I use this color almost on a daily. So it's a good just staple. We're justifying it. Oh yeah, I know. Next we have a really fun purple. It's ACM29, which is definitely more of that matte, plummy purple. Again, fall vibes was going on when I got these colors. And then we have ACM6, which is a kind of like a brick red. And then the final one out of this whole video is this one, which is called ACS38, and it is this green. Similar to the Anastasia one that I got, but I feel like it's brighter by just a bit. As you can tell, I got this when I was thinking about my fall palette, so I knew I wanted mustard yellow, I knew I love burgundies, this plum purple, and then these grungy colors, which I feel like would be really great all over the lid. I'm going to put all of my shadows back in my case and then we'll just talk for a second, but yeah. So those are all of my single shadows. I do plan on doing more videos about them in the future. I definitely want to show you like my top 10, making more individual palettes, and again, stay tuned for my advent calendar series where I'm pretty much going to be using all of these within the next month and making different color combinations because Dave's in charge of that. So after this video, I'm handing this off to him so that he can do that for me. So stay tuned for those videos. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.